The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your SuperChats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The New York Jets schedule is officially out, and joining me to talk about the key takeaways from the Jets' 17-game regular season slate is the legend himself. Fireman Ed makes his return to the show, Jets fans. There's a lot to talk about, so let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jets fans. Welcome in, everybody. We got a great show planned for you this morning. Before we bring on our guest of honor, Fireman Ed, I want to remind every Jet fan that if you're not a part of my Patreon, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show, that make sure you sign up, because the second we decide which Asmaniac towns we're coming to for the Jet season, you will be notified there. We're going to take a vote throughout the next couple of days and just figure out what cities work for which Jet fans. We can't make everyone happy. We're going to do our best to try and plan as many meetups as we can. So get in the Discord. You get to the Discord by becoming a Patreon member, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. And a huge shout out to William Turowitz, Ricardo Flowers, Gregory Gagne, Jason Bethram, Aurora Sum, Melissa Summers. They are our most recent Patreon subscribers. Be part of the action, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Joining me right now is one of the best guests we can get on the day after the New York Jets schedule release. He is a legend in this fan base. The great Fireman Ed joins us right now. What's going on, Ed? Happy schedule release Thursday to you.
Let's go, Jake. Listen, that Patreon membership, you gotta come on board for Jake. There's the more the merrier. I love it. I'm part of it. I love it. Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's go, Ed. All right, so I'm just going to put the schedule on the screen here. I mean, everyone wants to hear from you, Ed. You go to so many road games. You're at, of course, every home game, leading the fan base. Just your thoughts when you saw this schedule. I mean, to me, we already knew week one was going to be a tough one on the road on Monday Night Football. But let's start with just a home opener. How about the fact they play the New England Patriots at home week 3 on Thursday Night Football to start the home slate?
Yeah, after 11. What do we got? 3 games in 11 days?
Yes.
They weren't doing us any favors by doing that. The only thing I will say is everybody hopefully is going to be healthy, because it's the beginning of the season. So if you're going to have a gamut like that of 3 games in 11 days, I guess you could say, the earlier the better, because they're not beaten up yet. So, because, if it's like the middle of the season, that's really brutal. But listen, the Niners are the Niners, man. You can be a tough start to the season. But, you want to play with the big boys. Let's get it started. You want to play with the big boys. We have intentions of winning this division. I mean, it all starts with the division. Forget about everything else. I don't want to hear anything. Listen, I want to win the division. Let's win the division. It's up. It's there. It's for the taking. So let's do it. As far as the home opener, listen, let's get to the second game. The Tennessee Titans. I mean, the fans are going to show up in force in Tennessee. I mean, that's Nashville. Come on. I mean, if you're into country music, that's the place to be. And I love me some country music. I'm a Nashville guy, so I'll be there. I already I have my hotel and tickets. I'm ready to roll.
Wow. So that's an interesting thing to touch on here. I mean, being the fan that you are, schedule comes out. Are you immediately last night going online, booking the hotel, booking the flights, booking buying the tickets?
Yes, well, the tickets I'll get, but the hotel and the airfare, I'm done. It's over. I'm in Friday and I'm back Monday, and then we go Thursday night. Home opener, New England Patriots. And I'll tell you one more thing. On September 19th, that just happens to be my 65th birthday. On Thursday night against the New England Patriots, I'm going to be officially a senior citizen. I don't feel like one, but that's just the way it is. Thank God I'm still here. And we're going to be able to see our New York football Jets play against the Patriots and give them a beatdown because Lord knows they deserve one.
I'll tell you what. First off, that is incredible. And that is a good omen for this season that Fireman Ed is turning 65. You don't look 65. You don't sound 65. You don't have the energy of a 65-year-old Ed. So that is epic.
Good. So I feel good, man. Let's go.
Which is, what are your thoughts, though, on the home opener being third week of the year in primetime? I took some calls last night, and I get it from a season ticket perspective. There's a lot of Jet fans who would have loved, maybe a 1 o'clock game. And really, you look at the 8 home games, I think 4 of them are night games, and 2 of them, of course, are in prime time. So just from that perspective, the way I look at it is, look, this is the price to pay if you want to be a good team, if you want Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. But, talk some sense into the fan base, maybe some of those season ticket holders who don't love the idea there's this many night games in the slate.
Listen, how many years did we have 1 o'clock games? And everybody was longing for prime time. And so, I don't have any problem with the primetime games, man. Bring it on. Showcase the Jets. Lord knows we've been a laughing stock. We haven't won a playoff game in 13 years. We haven't been to the playoffs in 13 years. So listen, bring it on. Let's go. I mean, listen, we got unfinished business. All right? We have unfinished business. The football gods weren't good to us. Okay? 4 plays in. Look what happened. Let's go. The book hasn't been written. Now it was, the book hadn't been written. It was just delayed. Let's go. Let's get this party started. Let's go. We've been waiting. Lord knows this fan base has been suffering forever. Don't bitch about when we're playing the games. Be thankful we're playing the games and we're going to have an opportunity to show what we're about, okay? Joe Douglas did everything he could in this offseason. Now it's going to be up to Saleh and his coaching staff to take care of business and put these guys in the best position to win a division title since 2002, okay? 2002. I mean, what are we talking about here? 22 years. We haven't won a division title. Let's go. First it was Brady. Then it's Josh Allen. Listen, we have the team to do it. Talking about it ain't getting it done. Let's go.
Time to go. And, so you look at the schedule early on and, you have the difficult game to start. But then after that, I see people talking about, well, oh, my God, all the games early on. And, yeah, that's true. But after each Thursday night game, you get kind of the mini bye afterwards here. And you look at this slate, you got the 2 Thursday night games at home, which if you were going to play Thursday night, the home team has had a huge advantage, especially this fan base with how loud that crowd we know can be, this season coming up. 11 games before the bye. I rather have the bye week where it is in week 12 than the Jets, who could have took the bye week after they played in London in October 6th. They elected to choose the bye later in the year. Let's kind of talk about that for a moment, Ed, because the team that plays in London, they get a choice. Do you want the bye right after it, or do you want it later in the year? The Jets took the bye right after it the last time they went to London in 2021. We know how that worked. They got boat raced by New England that first game after the bye. This time around, Saleh choosing to take it later in the year. 1, do you agree with that strategy? And 2, your thoughts on where the bye is placed at week 12?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do agree. I don't like the bye early. That's real early. Like, you're going to go right after October 6th. That's really early. I like what they did. I mean, I like the week 12 That's really gives them if you look at that schedule, the way it pans out by week 12, you're just coming off that Colt game and you got a nice break there. You got a nice break because what you're doing is you're going to Arizona, but then you're home to the Colts. So you got a week there. Then you got another week where you're off. Then you're home to Seattle. So I like it. And then you're going to warm weather for back-to-back weeks. I like the way. The only thing I don't like, and I think I told you this before the season the schedule came out. That Buffalo game, I would have loved for us to be playing them in our house late in the year. It always seems like we're playing over there, late in the year. That's the only one that, I can't stand that whole thing. But I like the Dolphins. We're playing the Dolphins at home the last game of the year. So we'll see how it pans out. There's a lot to be said before that. But, I like what Salah did as far as, let's hope he makes those decisions all year.
Right.
Let's hope he makes all those decisions. Right. Listen, I want to see Salah. I've said this to you. I want to see this regime last for 2 decades, a decade in. Let's get a decade in. Then we'll talk about it. I mean, this bullshit of constant turnover. I'm so done with it. And let's, I like what Joe did in the offseason. I mean, you got to love what he's done in the offseason. And now it's up to the coaching staff. So this schedule, Jake, this schedule favors us big time. We're finally, last year was all about the gauntlet of teams we were playing. This year, now it's not that. Now the fans are certain fans are going to whine about that we got night games. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, what are you talking about? It gives you more time to tailgate. What are you worried about? You got more time to tailgate.
That's right.
I know you can only go in 5 hours before, but you'll find a way to tailgate longer. So, I mean, let's be honest here.
And I'll tell you what, you look at the schedule, they play Miami in Miami, in December. That's not a bad getaway trip either for Jet fans who always make that trip anyway. And then the last game of the year, the Jets, I didn't know this until I saw it online yesterday, Ed. The Jets had not finished the year at home since 2016. That game could decide the division. That game could be huge for playoff positioning. Like the Jets getting a chance to actually end at home. That's one of, I guess, the benefits of starting the year on the road. I love the fact they get Tua in cold weather, maybe with potentially the division up for grabs that last game of the season. They got the 6 primetime games before the bye week in week 12. Wouldn't shock me if that last game of the year means something. That game could be flexed into primetime as well. But I love the fact they're playing home to end the year.
I agree. Listen, I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was since 2016 myself. So that's surprising. But, listen, we haven't earned it. So, I mean, that's the bottom line. They show you're getting some respect right now because they expect Aaron Rodgers to come back with a vendetta. All right. He was already pissed off last year when Green Bay did what they did to him. And now, after suffering this Achilles, Aaron's a prideful guy, man. Those guys are on a whole nother stratosphere. We can't even attempt to understand their stratosphere, okay? Because you're not on that level. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
And he's obsessed with it. He loves these young guys. He loves the team. I noticed he hasn't been at any of the playoff games, so he's taking a low-key approach this year. Usually you'd see him at the Knick game or a Ranger game. I haven't seen him. Not that I've seen. He hasn't been there, right?
No, the only Jets that I have seen, because I've been to all the Knick games with ESPN. I've seen CJ Mosley's been there. Jermaine Johnson has been there. Sauce and Garrett Wilson have both been there. Yeah. Quincy's been there. And Jamie and Sherwood has also been there too. But we haven't had a Rodgers sighting yet. Maybe he's waiting for the conference finals and the Knicks can close out Indiana tomorrow night, Ed.
Maybe. He's taking a low key approach, but he made sure he got on Tucker.
That's right. Which I started listening to and I heard was an excellent interview. So I'm excited to listen to the rest.
See it tonight. I'm gonna watch it tonight. So Aaron's not afraid to say what he feels. So we know that. Listen, I respect that because I love a guy that at least tells you where he's at. I'm not a guy that sits on the fence. I never have. Anybody that knows me with the fire department, they know how I am. I tell it like it is. And you may not like it. It's the way it is. At least you know I wasn't sitting on a fence and I was, politically correct. That's bullshit.
Yep.
So
I love it. All right, so I'm putting the schedule back up here. You already said you bought your tickets for Nashville here. Talk to this fan base. Which road spots do you think are the most attractive spots for people planning a trip? I've never been to London, Ed, so I'm trying to make it a priority for me to head across the pond to be there for Jets Vikings, maybe Jets for Sam Darnold in that one on October 6th. But we mentioned Nashville. That's going to be a great one. Miami late in the year is tremendous. You got Jacksonville if you want another warm weather city late in the year. Unfortunately, I personally can't make Arizona, but I know that place is going to be loaded with a ton of Jet fans. You look at this schedule here, kind of run through some of the games that for you is a major priority to try and be at.
Well, I would have went to the Niner game, but when they're playing Tennessee the following week, I can't swing it. So I won't be at the Niner game, but I'll be in Tennessee. I will be in the next one. I will be in Arizona for sure. I will be in Jacksonville for sure. Possibly Miami. That's back-to-back weeks.
Yep.
You have to stay down in Florida for probably 8-9 days if you're going. So we'll see if I could swing that. But I know I'm in Jacksonville for sure. Oh, and I think I'm going to Pittsburgh. I think I'm going Sunday night to Pittsburgh.
I love it. Up
in the Berg. Except this time we have a quarterback. The last time we had a quarterback was my man Mark Sanchez, and we beat them, and we should have beat them in the championship game. But we decided to not stop the run the first half of the game and give them 165 yards in the first half of the game. What a joke that was. Anyway, I was there losing my marbles. Not that I have a lot.
I don't want to bring up bad memories, but I'll go to my grave convinced. Had the defense got off the field on 3rd and 6 at the end of the game, they got the ball back to Sanchez and the offense, the Jets go down the field, they win the game.
I agree. Antonio Brown made that catch. Roethlisberger did what he did. He avoided the rush and made a play. So it didn't happen. I know. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yep.
Still fans. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll get to them when we get to them. They got their own issues. I ain't worried about it. We'll see what happens with that.
That's right. Hey, if you have a question for Fireman Ed, make sure you super chat it in. Those will take priority, and those will go first. Before we get to Q&A, mixing some calls with the great Fireman Ed, who's nice enough to join us on the day after the Jets' official schedule has been released. Ed, this is the first time I've had you on the show since we've had this offseason, since we've had the Jets draft. Let's start with the draft specifically. What did you make of the draft? Were you a fan of the decision to go offensive tackle over Brock Bowers or one of the receivers? Were you a fan of the Malachi Corley pick? Kind of give us your synopsis of what Joe Douglas did in now his 5th draft already as the GM of the team.
Well, I thought going into it, Jake, that they were going to go wide receiver, offensive tackle. Either way, was going to go one or the other, 1 and 3. They could have traded back, which they did. I thought they tried to get the kid from the Bears. How do you say his name? Ndozi?
Rome Odunze, the receiver. Yep.
Odunze. I thought they were, they wanted him, but Chicago wasn't budging. They weren't gonna, so they wanted him, and their fallback was the kid from Penn State. You gotta love it. Listen, Jake, you'll never hear me ever give a hard time about an offensive lineman. To me, you can't get enough offensive linemen. I want them every day of the week and twice on Sundays. That's what I want. I love the offensive linemen. You can't win in this league without an offensive line, a dominant offensive line. You see it with the Chiefs. You see it with all the good teams. It's the way it is. The big boys control the game. They're just never talked about. They're just the unheralded champions is the offensive lineman. So I had no problem with it. I love the kid, Corley. He looks like he's like, he's got like the Debo in him, man. And that's what they're hoping for. Kid's a tough kid, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the running backs that they drafted. I like both of those. Let's see. The more the merrier. Remember, Jake, competition is everything in football. Just bring on competition. Brings out the best in all of these guys. So I'm excited what Joe did. Joe's a magician, man. To me, he plays that. He plays that. I would love to be in that war room. I would love to be in that war room to see the stories that have gone on that night that you don't even hear about. Those are the big ones. What could have been, what might have been. I think we're in good shape. Listen, Joe Douglas has one strike against him, and it's a big one. It's Zach Wilson. But you look at his overall drafting and undrafted free agents and his signing of free agents. He's done a great job. We have our best, I believe, the best talent we've ever had on this team right now. Now, what they're going to do on the field, that's a whole nother story. Are they going to stay healthy? We're going to find out. But you got to love what he did in this offseason.
Look, they're better prepared. No team can handle the amount of injuries the Jets have had, as we all know, but they're better prepared for some injuries than they had been. And, it starts with taking a stud left tackle who doesn't even have to play right away because he's backing up a future Hall of Fame player in Tyron Smith. That's why I love their approach with what they did in the first round with Fashanu.
Yeah, I agree with you. Listen, totally. And he picked up more drafts, stock by trading down. And, he went up and down the board. I like what Joe did. We talked about, we don't have a second round pick. He did pretty good. He got up there and got that first pick in the third round to get this kid. So, let's see what happens. It's an exciting time. The one thing we have, Jake, that we haven't had in years, the offensive line has depth.
Yep.
We finally have depth in the most really biggest position in football. Just never talked about. But everybody knows, anybody that's a real football, enthusiast that loves the game, that knows the X's and O's, all starts with the big boys up front. And, the more, remember what Parcells said? Just give me as many offensive linemen as possible. He wanted a factory. Parcells said, I want a factory offensive line. Just keep giving me them. And I agree with that, because that's where it's in the end, that's where it's all going to come down to, because we're going to be able to run the ball with the brace. And, you got some complimentary backs now, we'll see what the kid from Pittsburgh that we drafted last year, if he can come on, he's got to make a move. He's got some pressure on him, that kid. So we'll see where it goes. It's an exciting time. As far as Brock Bowers, I never fed into the Brock Bowers.
Yes, you were not a Bowers boy yet, as I like to call him.
No, because you know why? What's wrong with our tight end room? We got Jeremy Ruckert. We got Conklin is going to have a monster year. Jeremy Ruckett's due to have a monster year. I mean, Jeremy, give him a chance. They haven't even given that kid a chance, really. That kid really hasn't had a real opportunity, but it's because of the quarterback position. It's because of the quarterback position.
Yeah.
He can't read the field. He couldn't read the field. I'm sure there was plays that were there. He couldn't, so Jeremy's going to have a real – I'm looking forward to the Long Island boy. I love him. I love his father. Love my man. I love the Ruckets. They're a great family. And I want to see big things this year. Billy Ruckett, his father, is a great guy. Love Billy.
Yeah, the pride of Lindenhurst, Long Island.
Lindenhurst. I was out there I went out to his game because my cousin was the quarterback when they went to the championship game in Long Island. They played for the championship. So I was out there. I met the kid. I met Jeremy when he was a sophomore in high school. That was the first time in his father. I was out there. And really enjoyed them. The great family. Great family. That's a great spot, Lindenhurst.
We love it. Shout out to all the Long Island listeners. If you're tuned in live right now, make sure you smash that like button. We're hanging out with Fireman Ed on the day after
Long Island
Jets schedule release. All right, Ed, you ready for some Q&A from Jet fans tuned in?
Let's go. Long Island, that's my daughters. My two daughters are out there.
I love it. We got two from Ricky NY to start it out. The first one is just he wants to thank you for the picture you took with him at the Hall of Fame ceremony in 2012, JETS, Jets. And then his question for you, Ed, is what did you think of the Jordan Travis selection? Do you like him as a quarterback to learn behind Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I was glad that they got a quarterback in this draft. Do I know a lot about Jordan Travis? No, I'd be lying to you say that. There was quite a few guys that I thought they had their eye on. Let's see where it goes. I mean, if I'm Jordan Travis, man, am I happy that I'm in the quarterback room with Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor. That's pretty good. I mean, you talk about consummate pros. Those guys are as good as it gets. So the kid's going to have an opportunity. No pressure. Beautiful. We want to see. Maybe we'll see this kid in 3 years. You know, let him sit, let him learn, and hopefully, hey, how about we are like the Green Bay Packers, just one on to the next? How good would that be? I mean, that'd be great. But I want to see Aaron play for at least 2 more years. I'd love to see him play for 3, and we go for 3-peat, like the Kansas City Chiefs are going for.
It's our time. It's our time. Fireman Ed joining the show. Comments, questions, super chats will, in fact, cut the line. I want to give 2 shout-outs first. Dre Day just became an Asmaniac before the show, and Raisin Dietro became an Asmaniac as well. Thank you both for your support. Make sure you guys check out some of the behind-the-scenes videos that we posted for everyone who is an official channel member. This comment here is from Aurora, who's a huge Jets fan. She wrote in our chat last night, she already booked all the travel Ed for the home opener on Thursday Night Football. So she will be in the building making noise with us that night. She writes in, just imagine being 2-0 going into the home opener. That JETS Jets chant being led by Fireman Ed will be electric. Could you imagine the Jets are 2-0 with a win over the defending NFC champions included in that 2-game stretch before they come home against the team that is despised more than any other team in the division, maybe any other team in the NFL by this fan base, the New England Patriots, and we get them at home in the opener, Ed?
Well, first off, I'm an Asmaniac myself. So let's get that straight. I'm going to just tell you something. If we can go 2-0 into that Thursday night home opener, oh my God. I mean, it's going to be electric either way, but let's just add more to it. Let's make the storyline even better. You know, then what happens is the NFL starts going, wait a minute. Maybe we forgot something. Maybe we forgot all about number 8. He used to wear number 12. Maybe we forgot all about number 8. Not so fast. Not so fast.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
MC3 with a super chat. Fireman Ed, the legend. LFG, you make fans run into a brick with Allen's head. 14-3. LFG, y'all. Allen's the most cynical and negative Jet fan that tunes into the show. So MC3 taking time out of his day, take a shot at him, which I absolutely love. KND writes in, it's our time. I love that. It is KND.
Let's go.
Good question from Pound for Pound right here for you, Ed. Fireman Ed, will your beer, Fireman Ed Lager, still be available this season?
Yes. Fortunately, we're Bolero Snort, which is in Carlstadt, New Jersey, right near the stadium, less than a mile. They are going to be making the Fireman Ed Lager because of my man, John Monhay, who had a tragic accident and is a big Jet fan, huge Jet fan in Norfolk, Virginia. And, you know, we're pulling for John. John is working real hard at his rehab, and he's going to walk again. I believe that. So all that money will go to John Monhay, and they are going to start it. They're going to start it earlier this year. I think they're going to start it in June or July.
Nice.
So they want to get it really going. I'm excited about it. I'm actually going down to John Monhay's golf charity outing on June 14th in Norfolk. So I'm hoping that we can raise a lot of money for John. He's, you know how it works, Jake, with all the expenses. It's not easy. So I'm rooting for John. I love his family, great family, and I'm excited. So yes, the beer will be out. Fireman Ed Lager. All proceeds go to the John Monhay Fund. Look it up. Love to help out a fellow Jet fan. He needs all the help he can get. And you know what? He's pushing hard. He's pushing really hard. And I'm proud. I'm proud of him.
We'll put the link in the description right after this video when we wrap with Ed for people to check out. Daniel Murphy, who's been an Asmaniac for 8 months, says meet up in Pittsburgh, going to be lit this time. Maybe Rodgers will gritty in the end zone. You know, that was a great win by the Jets, and that was like one of like the last moments where like I still clenched on to like Zach Wilson being the guy because he did play really well in that fourth quarter. It just never led to anything else after that.
That was one of the few games he played. It was early on in the year.
First game back from the injury that year, yeah.
We actually got excited. That was exciting time, especially the second half. And, you know, it never, you know, it's so disappointing, you know, really disappointing. But, you know, you got to blame the Jets. The Jets are a big part of, you know, they throw these kids into the fray right away. And I just don't believe that overall that works. It's been proven, you know, the guys that sit back and have a chance to learn. NFL is, man, not for long, you know. So, you know, you need to have a little time to get yourself together. It's not college football. You know, you're not going to have the success you have in college football in the NFL. That's the big boys. The big boys. You're in the big time now. So, you know, that's a thing of the past. Let's move on and let's hope we have the football gods give us some help this year. Let's just can we have some health? Can we have some health?
Just for a year. That's all we're asking for. Just to give us a year to see this team.
If we have help, I believe we're going to go minimum 12-5. Minimum 12-5. And I believe 12-5 or better will get us the division.
Yep.
And we'll have our first home playoff game in 22 years. And Lord knows that will be great. Let's just go from there. Forget about everything else. Win the division. Win the division. Not go on the road in the playoffs. We've been doing this with Brady. That's why we were on the road. Because Brady, every time. How many times? When we beat them in the playoff game, we had a great record. And he had, what did he lose? 2 games that year, I think. I think we were 12-2. 12-4, I think we were. They were 14-2. It was ridiculous. I mean, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, let's go. It's our time. How about our time? How about the green and white?
Let's go. Let's go. I'm hyped up this morning. I don't need any coffee. I don't need any energy drink. We got Fireman Ed on the line.
Let's go.
Tyrone writes, let's rapid fire through a bunch. We'll mix in a couple calls as well. Hey, Jacob, 63. 60s is the new 40s. Why are people picking Pittsburgh to beat us? LOL, 13-4. Go Jets. What's up, Fireman Ed? You the man. Look, they better beat Pittsburgh, man. I always hold a grudge against the Steelers.
Tyron Garcia, let's go. Let's go. Listen, we owe Pittsburgh. We'll get to them eventually. They got their own problems. I can't worry about Pittsburgh. They've had more success. Forget about. I had enough of them. All right, I don't want to hear it. All right, I don't. Listen, you're blessed. You have 3 coaches in how many years? I mean, Tomlin is a legend in my mind. I mean, that guy makes something out of nothing. I have nothing but respect for Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is the man, as far as I'm concerned. So. You know, but they got their hands full with their quarterback position. You in this league, you know, they've been blessed. They were blessed for many years again, right? With Roethlisberger. You're seeing what's happening when you don't have a quarterback. All right. You know, you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any.
That's right.
2 quarterbacks, you don't have any.
It just shows you, like, you know, people talk about how, you know, Robert Saleh this, Robert Saleh that. Like, okay, maybe he's not Mike Tomlin, but you still would have a very limited ceiling if you don't have a quarterback. Like the Steelers, they find a way to get in every year, and then what happens? They play a better team in the wild card round, and they get trounced because they don't have the quarterback. You need a quarterback. There's 2 types of teams in the league: a team that has a franchise quarterback and a team that needs one. The Jets finally have one. Let's see it for more than 4 plays this year, and that's the whole key to everything. I
agree with you. Listen, you know, this is a quarterback-driven league. They make it a point. They don't want them hit. They don't, you know, they want to keep them healthy. I mean, last year was crazy how many injuries there were with the fact that they don't let these guys get hit. It's amazing when you really think about it, Jake. When you look at the old film of how they used to hit the quarterback,
it's crazy.
I mean, you know, I was around for all of that. You know, I watched all of that. So, you know, listen, you have to have the QB. You have to have it. We have the man. We have arguably top 5 quarterback of all time. He wants to prove that what he did in Green Bay, he's going to come here and win a world championship. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Let's get 1 first, and then we'll talk about it. He's out on a mission. That man, Mr. Rogers, is on a mission. And I got his back. I'm right behind him. He needs a lift. I still got plenty left. Let's go. I'll let you know when it's over. It ain't over. I'll let you know when it's over. It's not over. It ain't even close to being over.
Let's go. I mean, Fireman Ed, you might be turning 65. You don't act like, sound like, 65 really is like they do 35. Let's be real about that anyway. I mean, let's go.
Let's go.
You guys think Fireman Ed cares about 4 night games out of the 8 home games? Come on now, people. We're starving for having a good football team. That's the sign of respect when you got this many home primetime games. Let's go.
That's the truth. And you know what? Grandpa ain't done. Grandpa ain't going to bed. Grandpa ain't going good night. No, Grandpa's going to rock the house. Grandpa's going to rock the house. Every night, all day, every day, and twice on Sunday.
1, Ed, thanks for the memories. 3, Pete, sounds great. Peter, Ed, you're the best. Dan, the Jet fans question. Dying to know, what will Fireman Ed be wearing or dressing up as the Thursday night football against the Texans on Halloween? I'm
going to be Fireman Ed. Everybody else might be Fireman Ed. I don't know, but I'm going to be Fireman Ed.
Maybe I'll dress up as Fireman Ed on Halloween this year. Now, that would be good.
Let's go. The more the merrier. Let's go. I could always use it. I'd love to see Jake in a Fireman Ed.
Let's go. Let's go. Dre Day. How about this? Dre Day gifted 5 channel memberships before. If you hear your name called, thank Dre Day. You guys are all officially Asmaniacs as he purchased a month of your memberships. William Sprunk, Jets Runny, Peter, Brandon L, and Let's Get Weird. Shout out to Dre Day. Very nice of you to pay it forward. K&D says, prayers for John. Amen, K&D. Adam is cool. With all the short week games, we could simply start Olu and let Tyron rest up. Another reason to praise the O-line pick. Well, look, even if it's just simply Tyron Smith's banged up and you're more willing to maybe give him a game off than have him play through injury, having the depth with the Fashanu pick, it changes everything. That's why I was pro offensive line every step of the way. What could derail the year? To me, it's not a lack of weapons when Rodgers makes your weapons better. Is he going to be running for his life or on the ground because he got hurt? So, I mean, just another example of why I was pro O-line the entire process this offseason.
Hey, listen, Jake, I agree with that. I told you how I feel. The other thing I want to see them do to complete this thing is sign Connor McGovern.
Yep.
Sign Connor McGovern. I know he wants to come back. I love Connor, one of my favorite players of all time. Love him. He gives nothing but his heart and soul to this team, and he will help out Tippmann. All right. And he can play multiple positions. It's a nice thing to have. We need to sign Connor McGovern. I'm telling you, that's a big signing. And I think they're gonna sign him. I hope so.
I mean, he played for the minimum last year, and that deal figures to still be out there for him. And I'm with you. All right, 2 more super chats to quickly get to, then rapid fire through as many calls. Appreciate everyone who wants to say what's up to Fireman Ed hanging out with us on the day after the Jets' official schedule is out there. Chef Kevin checks in. I met Fireman Ed last year at Bolero Snort, the Bills game. He signed my Namath jersey and my son's Jets hat. Real stand-up guy, and we had a good conversation. JETS, Jets. Let me say this, too.
Chef Kevin, love it, pal.
Let's go. Ed, what you did for my listeners at Circa before the Raiders game, when you came out to the kickoff party I hosted there. I mean, let me say this because Ed's too humble of a guy. Ed came out and I said, hey, stay as long as you want. There were 400 Jet fans there. Ed took a picture and spoke with every single one that wanted to come up to him. He didn't have to do that. I wasn't paying him, for this appearance. He just came out because he's a good guy and wanted to hang out with Jet fans in Vegas. So, Ed, you were truly a man of the people, and that was an absolute blast. And I can't thank you enough for what you did that night. That was incredible.
That was a great night. Jake, there had to be, I was trying to, there had to be 400 or 500 Jet fans there, if not more.
It was crazy.
I mean, I turned around between pictures and, all that stuff. I think like 4 hours went by in no time. I was like, "Holy Jesus!" But it was great to see all the fans came from all over the country and out of the country. They were from Mexico, Brazil. There were so many fans. It was great. That was a great night. Really enjoyed it. Had a ball.
Oh, the pictures from that event just were insane. And once again, I mean, I'll put some of them up on the screen here so people can get an idea what we're looking at. But like, it was just crazy. I mean, look at the amount of people here. I mean, it was just a sea of fans. It was nuts. I'm trying to find my favorite photo of us because we're out, we're mixing it up, and it just gives people an idea. Just like how many people were there. First off, I mean, look at this right here. To say it, but like this picture here of us, I mean, it was just the best here. I can't thank you enough.
It was madness
for being a part of it.
That was madness. But there's nothing like the love of a Jet fan. The passion that they have coming from all over the country, all over the world, really. I mean, they were from London and in England and from Ireland. We have fan bases everywhere, man. It's tremendous. It just goes to show you, the passion and the love for this team and the hunger that we have, and more than ever. So very exciting. Looking forward to the season. Glad the schedule came out. Hoping to see all the fans on the road this year. Obviously at home, we're gonna rock the house, and let's see where it goes, man. Let's see where it goes. We're all excited about this year, rightfully so. We feel like we were robbed last year. There was a delay. The book hasn't been written. It's only been paused.
It's our time.
It's only been paused, and now it's time to continue the chapters onto a world championship with a culmination of an ending. Walking down Broadway in New York City and marching down the streets of Broadway to City Hall for the New York Football Jets.
I got the chills. I know what I need to do. Go. All right. Jquest is super chat. Only one thing left to do. Win the whole effing thing. Amen. All right. Let's take some calls. Make it quick with Ed so we can try and get to as many as possible. Appreciate everyone who's on hold. We read her super chat earlier. She will, in fact, be at the home opener. Aurora is first up on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline this morning. What's up, Aurora?
Good morning. I feel like I'm in Jets legendary presence right now with Fireman Ed, and I get to speak with him. And after this, I get to call my dad up saying I got to speak with Fireman Ed. I just want to say thank you for all the memories and everything like that. I'm actually out here in Dallas, and Dad's now down in Florida, but we're coming up for the home opener, and I think we might try to swing Jacksonville if that's what Jake decides for his meetup. I just have one quick question for you. What do you think of the new uniforms?
Great question.
I actually love the uniforms. Love the throwback. I'm actually, I went on my Instagram, Fireman Ed 42, and took out my old green Jet helmet that was actually painted. It's a throwback from 87, 88. We're going old school. We'll see how the season goes. I may wear it all the time. I may wear it some of the time. I don't know, but I'm going to be wearing it. I'm just getting it restored a little bit, but I want to keep it the old look. I want to keep the old, I like that, the old school. They forget I've been doing it since 86. They forget.
I love it, Ed. I mean, the first off, the logo is the best. This is what the logo should always be. And the fact that it's now back in style, the old is new. I mean, they look like a real football team. And they can wear green at home, and they don't look silly. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's exciting, and they have the different colored, jerseys. So the helmets. It's going to be nice, really nice. I'll always have my white helmet because, Parcells started that back in the day. And so the white will always be here. But I'm going to bring back the green, the old school a little bit, and see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
More calls right now. Let's go international. Big Apple UB. Tell Fireman Ed where you're calling from. He's going to love this.
Fireman Ed.
How you doing?
Up, man? How you doing, Jake? Great to see you again. I'm calling in from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia.
Wow. Let's go. Let's go, Mongolia. Let's go.
Man. That's right. Yeah, I'm originally from the Bronx, so I grew up watching the Jets. I loved them. Kenny O'Brien was my favorite. Anyway,
I went to high school in the Bronx.
Nice. I went to Cardinal Spellman High School.
I went to Scanlon.
Nice. Very good. So, first of all, I love your passion, and I appreciate you from years. I always love. I look forward to watching you. This year, I circled December 22nd. I'm going to try to bring my son to the Rams game. Obviously, it's hard for me to get to the games. I'm a little bit far away, but I'm going to go to the Rams game, and I hope I'll look for you there. It would be a dream to me, and if we could do a Jets chant together.
I'm tailgating L9. Jake knows exactly. Jake knows exactly where I tailgate. Come see me. It's not hard to find me, and we'll have ourselves a little shot of Irish Mist.
You got to look for the bus at L9. That's all you need to do, right, Ed?
I'm celebrating my 51st birthday right now today with a little bit of a
happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. Many more.
I appreciate that. And the last time I came in was December 22nd, 2022, Jacksonville, Thursday Night Football. Let's not do that again.
I was
right? I was there as well. Yeah.
Anyway, Ed,
I got out-coached that game too.
Oh man, it was brutal. Anyway, I'll be looking for you. I'm proud to be a Jets fan because of your passion. And if I could introduce you to my son, that'd be fantastic. Jake, you're the best. I appreciate you guys. JETS, Jets. Let's go.
Love it. Great call, Big Apple UB. Let's keep rapid fire here. A lot of people want in. Appreciate everyone's patience. Let's go to VR. He's up next with Fireman Ed this morning. What's up, VR?
Hey, how you doing, Jake? Fireman Ed. I was one of those people in Vegas that met you, and I want to say you do not look 65 years old. You look 35, and you are strong, man, like a bull.
I want to hang out with you, VR. I want to hang out with you.
You hug me like a brother, and I always will appreciate that. That is like one of the biggest Jet moments in my life in Vegas is Circa. It was awesome, and I, absolutely love you. Love the passion. I salute you as a firefighter, and I salute you as the Jet voice. You are our voice. You are our passion. When you get on there, I get hyped. I got goosebumps talking to you right now.
Let's go.
I got one question for you, and then I'll keep it going. After all the emotion subsides, when we win the freaking Super Bowl, what does Fireman Ed do first after crying? JETS, Jets. Let's
look at
go.
Look at that tattoo, Ed. Look at that tattoo VR has. It's unbelievable.
When we win the world championship, the first thing I'll do is I'll be crying because I'll be thinking of my brother Frankie, who carried me all those years, and I know he's with me, and that'll be the first thing. After that, I'm hopping on my own bus because this has been planned for years. Me and my brother had a plan. I'm getting my own bus.
Let's
with
go.
With my boys and my wife and all the crew that have been with me forever. And we're doing a tour of all the Jet bars in the area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. We're going. And we're going to do a nice tour for a whole week. Then they're going to have to put me in rehab.
JETS, Jets. Let's go.
Let's go, VR. I love it. Well said. Let's go to Keanu. He's up next. What's up, Keanu?
Hey, what's up, guys? Fireman Ed. Nice to talk to you, man. This is so cool.
How you doing, Keanu?
Doing all right. My only problem with the schedule is I like all the primetime games as a season ticket holder, but I just wish they weren't so bunched up. I wish there was one like at the end of the year so that like if we're like gonna clinch the playoffs or something like that, we could do it.
There might be. They'll flex the last game.
They'll flex that right out.
I hope so.
They did this on purpose. They want to see number 8. He's electric.
Right.
He's controversial. He's everything. And what happens is they're going to have him on primetime.
I hope so.
Your lips to God's ears, we're clinching a division title.
Wow. They haven't done that in my lifetime. I was born in 03.
We're
They did
winning
it in
the
02.
division title. What better than to win a division title against the Miami Dolphins? The last game of the year. The Dolphins. Listen, they beat our ass last year. They beat our ass. Simple as that. They just did. And you know what? Let's go. We didn't have our quarterback. We'll see. We're going to see. Let's see. Let's see. Dolphins.
I hope Aaron Rodgers beats them. I have 2 questions for you, Fireman Ed. One, who's your favorite player on the team right now other than Aaron Rodgers? And also, do you still like Robert Saleh? I still think he's the right coach to lead the operation. But I think the biggest question mark isn't the players anymore. I think we got the players. I think the biggest question is going to be the coaching staff. So do you still think Robert Saleh is the right guy? And who's your favorite player on the team besides A-Rod?
Well, my favorite player on the team, which signifies our team, which we drafted, which represents us so well, is Quinnen Williams.
Q.
Hands down, number 95. Number 95 is my favorite Jet, but I have quite a few favorites on that team. But you asked me who the number 1 guy is, without a doubt, we need more Quinnen Williams. He just represents everything that you would want in a franchise player. He is a franchise player. He's dominant. He's going to have a monster year again. He's going to have an even better year this year. And what he does is he leads by example. He just does. He's got that temperament, tremendous, mild temperament, but then a beast on the field. He's courteous. He's professional. He has such manners. He's just everything that you could possibly want. Just go out and get a Quinnen Williams jersey. You may see me in one this year.
Let's go. That's
it
big.
Might happen for a game or two. We'll see.
That's big. I mean,
as far as Saleh,
go ahead.
I'm rooting for Saleh. Okay, I'm rooting for the coach. I've made that very clear on my Instagram. I'm rooting for him, but he needs to tidy up a few things. Number 1, get these guys in order with this personal fouls. I mean, it's ridiculous. Come on. You can't listen, be a father. When you're a father, you can be your kid's friend, but you're really their father. You're their father. Then I'm your friend. I'm your father. Then I'm your friend. So be the coach, then be the friend. Be the coach, then the friend. So that's my first thing with him. But listen, I'm rooting for the coach. I'm a big fan of the coach. I want to see him have success. So,
well said. Well said. All right, rapid fire, more calls. Carl in Buffalo up next. What's up, Carl?
What's up, Jake? How you doing?
What's up, man?
How you
Call
doing,
from
Fireman Ed?
Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm holding it down for the Jets and
I love it. Love it.
Yeah, both my parents, but Bills fans, and I've been here 30 years holding it down.
What made you a Jet fan?
It's funny you say that. I started out actually like a Chargers fan, and then LT went to the Jets, and I just followed him over there. And
great guy to love. I knew LT. I knew his wife. Great. What a guy. He's a great player, but even better person.
He was an awesome Jet. People like
he was a great guy too. Great guy.
They tried to lump him in with like all the other like old like Hall of Fame players the Jets have at the end of their career, but like the difference is LT was phenomenal in his 2 years with the Jets. Was a big part of that 2010 championship appearance team.
He thought we were going to win a world championship that year. I talked to him, and so did I. I thought we were winning it all.
Yeah, I thought so too. They had that great defense, Rex Ryan.
We had beaten Brady.
That too. And we beat did we beat Peyton Manning?
Beat Peyton, then we went and beat Brady. I was at all the games, and then we went up to Pittsburgh and decided, well, that was because Rex. I blame Rex because Rex had too much respect for the Steelers and was not talking his brash way. If you look back on that and you go back on film, you'll see he was like, well, the Steelers are really good and this. And I'm like, what? Forget about the Steelers. Let's go in there. We just beat them last month. Go in there and beat their ass. You know, and they came out. They took the lead from their coach, and then their coach got fired up in the second half of the game at halftime, and it was too little, too late. That killed me, that game. I was there. It drove me nuts.
I can't watch the highlights to this day. The pain is still there.
Yeah, it's pain. I'm really eager for this season. I'm thinking about going to the Monday night game for the Bills and the Jets game and the Pittsburgh game.
Let's go. Let's go.
A couple of my friends talking about going to some games. So I'm like, yeah, I'm with that.
Let's go. Let's go. Can't stop quick enough for me. Let's go, Carl. Let's go, Carl. Come on down from Buffalo. Let's go.
Jets. Jets.
Let's go. Great call, Carl. All right. Ed, I got someone on the line here who is a super fan of this show. He's beloved by my fan base. He's such a great caller that before we bring him on, we have to play his own intro. So get ready.
Well, you know, I love the Yankees and the Jets, and to read the super chats are more than just a hat. Bobby.
Bobby Midnight.
I love you. I love you, Jake. My brother loves you. This is
Bobby. Bobby's ready. Let's go.
You do not look 60. You look 35. I'm telling you, you're a young 65.
Bobby, I want to hang out with you. I want to hang out with you.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm coming down to go to the Jet game with everybody.
Let's go.
I'm emotional. I'm sorry, but I'm emotional. I get to talk to you today.
Appreciate it, brother.
Jets are great. I'm telling you, they're gonna be 12-5. They're gonna beat. I say Buffalo twice.
Let's clinch the division up there. Let's clinch the division up there. That's what we did. That's what we did up there in 2002. That's how we clinched the division. If you remember, with
the Bronx.
You're talking about 98. You're talking about 98. 02 was the win over the Packers where they had to win. They blew out Favre in Green Bay, and they needed help from New England beating Miami. 98, they went into Buffalo with Vinny when they won 12 games and clinched the division there. You're right.
I was born in the Bronx, too.
That's right. It was 98. Yep.
I was born in the Bronx, too. And that guy, my mother went to his high school. He went to Spellman. Yeah, Cardinal Spellman.
Yeah, I was a Scanlon boy.
I'm changing over to the Jets. I'm not a Giant anymore. I think the Giants stink.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Bring it on. Come on. Come on. We're waiting for you. Bobby, we're waiting for you. We're right here. We're waiting for you.
Well, Jake's buying me a hat.
It's on its way.
I'm gonna get a jersey. You know Gator? You met Gator right down in.
Gator's my video guy, Ed. He was one of the people I had out with me in Vegas. So you guys got a chance to meet one another.
Okay.
He made me a cartoon character too. You guys see the cartoon character.
I'll show the cartoon character. Here it is right here.
Well, you know I love to talk and hate to type. Jake, when is your next show? Alan is a cartoon character. Bobby.
Shout out to Bobby Midnight, one of our great callers, Ed. I mean, he's the best. Got like 3 minutes left with Ed. He's given us an hour of his time, and we are certainly appreciative, Jet fans. So let's try and get a couple more calls in before we wrap. James B., you're up next on the show this morning. What's up, James?
Hey, Jake, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, seeing the schedule come out. Well, first of all, thank you for being so consistent with your calls. It's really great for the offseason. But seeing that schedule come out, I'm excited. I don't see a single game that we can't win, and I mean I am excited because I've been demoralized ever since we lost the Dolphins that second game. But this is round 2 with Rodgers, and I think the gods are smiling on us. And Fireman Ed, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I mean, you've been just you're like the president of the United States right now. I can't believe I'm on a call with you. This is incredible. And every time
James, I appreciate your kind words, pal. I appreciate it. And your lips to God's ears, we're going to win ourselves a world championship.
Absolutely. And every time I go to a game, I always try to find you, and I never can. But
I'm in L9 on the tailgate. L9.
Okay.
Come look
right
me
on.
up.
Absolutely. And when we win the Super Bowl this year, I'm just going to be happy that this will be the first year my dad doesn't have to say, "I'm sorry I raised you a Jets fan." So it'll be.
Hey, you guys, you know what? It's not like family. You and your father, I meet so many family members that love the Jets, the passion. You know what? I hope it happens for all of our fan base because Lord knows we deserve it. And the tears will be flowing, and hopefully that could happen. I'd love to see it.
Absolutely. And I do have one quick question for you, Fireman Ed. Wayne Corbett was always my favorite player growing up as a kid. I was wondering if you had any, if you've met him, if you know how he is as a person, and like his, yeah. It was so sad when he went out with that last concussion. But I have two of his jerseys, one green, one blue, one green and one white. And I remember when we lost to the Steelers in the playoffs when Doug Bryan missed that field goal. Oh, man, I almost threw away those jerseys. I'm so glad I didn't, but I was so upset. Anyway.
I think that was either 2004 or 5 when we lost with Brian. I was there. I was at the game.
Heartbreaking.
Herm Edwards. That was a disaster. But listen, Wayne is a great guy. I know Wayne. He's a wonderful. You couldn't have a better jersey. So many fans in the New York Jet fans have Wayne Corbett jerseys. You see them all over the stadium.
Yep.
I love it. Wayne is a wonderful, wonderful human being. He has a great family. His boys, they look like him. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
He's such a great guy. He had a hard time when he first got out of the NFL. He was had a very hard time with the concussions. But years later, he's come out of it and he's really doing his thing. And Wayne's an ambassador for the Jets. I mean, he's superb. We need more Wayne Corbetts. He's like Curtis Martin. I mean, it's just guys like that, Curtis Martin and DeBrickashaw and Nick Mangold, and these guys are all represent the Jet history, and Lavernius Coles, and so many guys that are, and Wayne's just a great guy. So you picked the right guy.
Yep. Well said. I mean, he's the pride of Hofstra, Long Island. So Long Island claims him. Garfield, Jersey. So New Jersey claims him. And he's a career Jet. So, I mean,
best.
It's a movie script, Ed. I mean, you really could make the story of Wayne Corbett's life. It'd be a movie.
Yeah, he is. A Garfield boy. I mean, I know Garfield well. There's a lot of great people in Garfield. I have a good friend there, Dom D'Agostino, is a chiropractor over there. He's a great guy.
I love that.
They're all good people. The whole police force in Garfield. I love those guys and gals. They're all great people.
Rapid fire. We got Johnny Boy at NY Jets, Florida. Before we wrap with Ed, Johnny Boy, you're up next. What's up, Johnny?
Fireman Ed, what's going on? Jake,
Johnny,
what's going on?
What's happening?
Hey, you're gonna be here in Norfolk in the 14th of June. That's my birthday, and there's 2,000 of us Jets Club out here. That's strong. Wow. If you're doing some type of like charity or anything in the area,
I am.
Let us know. It's 2,000.
Well, I'm going to be at a golf. I'm going to be at a golf outing on the 14th for John Monet. So
yeah, if he's
I'm right
a Norfolk guy.
I'm right in the process of promoting it. Just getting started yesterday. I'll be out there. I'll be reaching out to a lot of different people that I try to contribute to, and I hope they can do the same for me, because I want to see Johnny walk again. And it all starts with funds and support, and I'm hoping that we can get him up and about, and he's doing his part. That's all I can tell you. So we need to do our part and give him support and some charitable contributions. So I'll be reaching out to the Jets and a lot of other sources to see if we can come up with some things for him at his golf outing.
Yep, it's the Virginia Jets Club out here in
I love it.
Norfolk and Virginia Beach.
Well, tell me on Fireman Ed 42, reach out to me. My son runs my account. DM me and let me know your info, and let's see if we can get together.
Sounds great. Right? Hey, I just want to ask a quick question, right? With everything going on, who is the one player that you're looking forward to taking that next step to be the next leader for the Jets? The unsung hero nobody's talking about.
I think there's two guys that I think can really step up to the forefront this year, and they've been just biting at the bit to do it. And that's used to be number 17, now number 5 in your program, Garrett Wilson, and Brees the Beast, number 20. They have been held down. The defense has showed what they can do. Those kids are biting at the bit to take over. They're going to be household names in the NFL on a fantasy football. I'm not into it, but I know that they're going to be big players in fantasy football. And ultimately, it ain't about their stats. Those guys want to win a world championship, and they are biting at the bit. So those are two guys that I think are going to step up in the forefront to be leaders on this team.
Amen. Amen. All right, I said we only had one call left, but the last one, I've saved the best for last for you. But first, NY Jets Florida is a passionate Jet fan. He'll be at a bunch of the games in Florida this year. What's up, NY?
What's up, gentlemen? Ed, pleasure to talk to you.
NY Jets representing Florida, baby, the green and white.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. From Long Island originally. 59 going on 45, just like you. Ed, that's the attitude to have, man. You just never get old. You live your life every day. Hoping, Ed, if you want to make a swing by in Tampa, we got some amazing Cuban food here. I'll be happy to treat you to something awesome. But let me say one thing about Saleh real quick. Every game they went into, they knew Zach was the problem. They were coaching very, very ultra conservatively, hopefully. So I'm hoping that was part of the issue with Saleh. And the players knowing, especially on the defense, knowing even Garrett Wilson, knowing that they're behind the 8 ball every game. They have to play perfect. So I'm hoping things will maybe loosen up a little in terms of Saleh, being a more effective coach. Let's say it that way.
I couldn't agree with you more, but it's really going to come down to number 8. He's so seasoned. And, he's a coach in himself. They've already said that. Saleh is going to be times where he's going to have to step up and make decisions on the sideline when it comes to a 3rd or 4th down crucial plays. He's going to have to make decisions along with that coaching staff.
Yep.
All right. And along with number 8. So, we're all hoping and crossing our fingers that he's growing in this position. And that's what we're hoping for. So we'll see. You're hearing that stuff with Hackett. I don't know how true it is. I like to believe Connor Hughes is in the know, but I don't know how he's going to start getting down on Hackett when they didn't have a quarterback to begin with. They went from 3 different guys. They had Wilson to Boyle to Simeon. I don't listen. We're going to see that. That's all going to play out. That's all going to play out. They're not going to let anybody ruin this train that's rolling. I can tell you right now. And number 8 ain't going to be dealing with too much. Jake, number 8, Aaron's so high on Hackett. Like when you hear all these other things and you hear Rodgers talking about Hackett, you get confused. You're like, what? So I don't know what to believe.
And it's worked before, I hate to bring the guy's name up, but this is the example. Adam Gase was Peyton Manning's guy, and everyone thought Adam Gase was an offensive genius. So as long as, Hackett can keep that relationship with Rodgers, it's Aaron's show. We know how this goes.
That's it. It's the way it is. And when I hear, Rodgers is running the show, every great quarterback runs the show when you're proven.
Yeah,
when you're proven in the NFL and you've done it, guess what? A good coach is going to go, you got it. What do you think Belichick did with Brady? They never talked about it. Listen, he knew what he had with Brady, okay? And then he knew what he didn't have when he didn't have him.
That's right.
Okay? He knew what he didn't have when he didn't have him. So, listen, let Aaron do his magic. That's the bottom line. It's going to be exciting. Get ready. The book was paused. It's now being continued. And at the end of the book, the final chapter is going to be glorious. And it's going to end, football gods, it's going to end with a march by millions upon millions upon millions of Jet fans that will come from all over this earth. And they will march in unity down the Canyon of Heroes in New York City to a place, City Hall, and we will be awarded the key to the city. And the New York Football Jets will be on top of the world, not since 1969. 55 long years will come to an end with the chapter being written and the ending being glorious.
Oh my God. Sign me up.
Jets. Jets.
Yes.
Let's go.
And Last call. This guy, I always say, if there's two people that need to be firing up this fan base and firing up this team before the home opener, it's obviously you and the king himself, King Lowski, our final caller. Lowski!
Jake, my brother! Jake, my brother! Fireman Ed, my brother! Fireman Ed, my brother!
Get this guy. I want this guy. Let's go.
Don't fire me up like
Big
that.
Lefty. Let's go.
Let's go. Don't you do that.
Let's go.
Yes.
That's it. That's a maniac. You know what that is? You know what that is? That's young blood. That's young blood. That's young blood.
Fireman Ed. Oh my God, that damn legend. Fireman Ed.
We're putting you on the opening kickoff. We're putting you on the opening kickoff. You're going to be the gunner. You're going down. You're going to take care of business. You're getting that first hit. You're going to lay somebody out. Let's go.
I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready. Right now. Let's do it. I'm ready. Fireman Ed, I don't care about being on top of the world. The Jets win a Super Bowl. We on top of the damn universe. I don't give a. Our championship will mean more to the universe than any of them cheating Belichick pussy ass Patriots.
You ain't lying there. You ain't lying there.
You can't stand them.
Phony.
Anybody in this division want to see us, they can't see us. Don't nobody want to smoke with us this year. They keep talking about if we stay healthy. The hell if we stay healthy. They can't see us if we ain't healthy. We got the best defense in the league. We got the best quarterback in the league. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Don't nobody want to see the JATS. Jets. All right? Don't nobody want to see us. Let's go, Fireman Ed. Let's go.
Let's go.
Baby. Just
the king has spoken. The king has spoken.
Let's do it, Fireman Ed. JTS.
Let's go. Let's go, Lowski. I love it. What a way to end. And I told you he was going to bring it. He was going to bring it.
The king has spoken.
The king has spoken. Ed, you mentioned your Instagram, but say it again. Where can people find you if they want to get in touch with you, if they want to support, obviously, all the great charity work you do and what you have going on with your friend, who you've mentioned a couple of times, John, as well?
Fireman Ed 42 on the gram. And listen, I'm going to be posting a lot of things about John Moan Hayes' golf outing. The beer will be continued this year. And all those proceeds go to John's fund, okay? The John Moan Hay Fund. So I will have it all posted on my Instagram. We want to see him walk again. I want to see him get in that stadium. He comes to a game. He was at the Miami game last year with his family. Wonderful family. His father, Will, and his brothers, Sam. And he's got a brother that's a Giant fan we're not going to get into. But great family, wonderful family. Anyway, let's see if we can help them. I appreciate everything, Jake. I'll be reaching out to you guys in all the different places, so we'll see where it goes.
Absolutely. Well, Ed, it's always a blast to get you out. We'll make sure we'll do it again in the not so distant future, especially with training camp finally coming in just a couple months. And here we go, man. It's our time. Last year was just a slight delay in what's coming this year for this fan base.
I'm an A's maniac. Love my man, Jake Asman. Osmaniac. Let's go.
Let's go, Ed. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, smash the Fireman Ed emoji in the chat. The great Fireman Ed spending some time with us here on the show. Shout out to everyone for the support over on Patreon. We're going to start rallying the troops to figure out what city we'll do our official meetup at. So please check that out, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Thanks again to everyone who submitted the super chat. Janer G says the Fireman Ed Show is literally firing up the Asmaniacs. We need him to be a weekly or a monthly guest. Ed is the best. Card Cave Central, the Bobby emotions, all of us. Amen. And JJ back from the hole says, Neil says we're going undefeated. Nobody bats an eye. If Sal's a good coach, we should be 10-1 by the bye. And Jake says, I'm the biggest idiot. JJ, you're unreal. I hope they're 10-1 at the bye, just so we can say how wrong you are about this team from your lips to God's ears. All right, once again, thank you to Fireman Ed. Appreciate all of you who tuned in today. Hit the like button on your way out of here. And in the words of Aaron Rodgers, we Jet fans, we coming. I'll talk to you guys soon.
I do love that about Jets fans. You know what I mean? They care so damn much. And this has been a shit season for sure. But we will be back.
Hell yeah.